Morning guys, hope all is well. I just wanted to say I'm going to do a video on the Canelo Alvarez Triple G 3 fight in the T-Mobile Arena on the 17th of September 2022. But before I get into that, I'd just like to say, everyone that's listening to this now, stop the video for a second, hit subscribe, and that's it. You just need to hit subscribe and you'll get all my videos coming through. So yeah, we have Triple G versus Saul Canelo Alvarez on the 17th of September in the T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, the same place where they had their other two bouts. Let's have a look. Where's Triple G here? These from my memory, these were down at 160. This fight's going to be at 168, and for me, remember watching this, I'd maybe Gennady Golovkin winning this fight by a round, draw, fine. And then the immediate fight after, which was what, a whole year, crikey, a whole year, bar a day, we had the fight which Canelo won with a mixed decision, mixed 115, 113. I'll be honest, like most people, the draw here, fine. That's why we had the rematch in this fight here. I know it might have been close-ish, but I would have tended to have had those scorecards flipped reversed. I would have had Triple G 115, 113. I think he did enough, but I do think these fights took a bit out of him. Canelo came back, he had admittedly for a world championship against a not so good Rocky Fielding. So that it was almost a warm-up fight against him, then against an aging Jacobs. He stepped up to Kovalev, even though Kovalev was pretty much accepted as washed at the time. Everyone was like, wow, I can't believe that. Callum Smith, tough test, but just, not the athleticism. Vinny yielded him. I think he must have just come for the payday because he was just stargazed by the whole event. Billy Joe, I, after a fun build up, didn't quite deliver, got an eye injury. Caleb Plant eventually got taken out, and Dimitri Bivol ended up beating Canelo on a decision. So now we have Gennady Golovkin, and a lot of people do think Golovkin won the first couple of fights. I think I'd have win in the second, but I'm not really too enthused about this next fight because looking at the presser, Triple G's looking old. Canelo's 31, Triple G's 40. Despite his great ranking, he was looking old. His hair's looking thin. He was off for a while. 2019, Steve Rose. I can't even remember that fight. Derevinchenko he fought, struggled against Derevinchenko. So, in my opinion, a lot was taken out of this fight. Steve Rose, no idea who Steve Rose was. So probably not much of a tough test. I would have seen the fight. I don't miss any of these fights, but I just can't remember at the top of my head. His face doesn't ring a bell. But yeah, I remember watching the Derevinchenko fight, and I think Triple G looked a little bit shaky against him at times, almost hurt to the body. Sedimenta? These names are killing me, man. Yeah, I think it was almost Sedimenta was the champion at the time, but coming back after what, over a year out, 14 months out, it was almost like a fun fight, a little bit of a test, but not much for even an aging Canelo. The guy just didn't really have much power, much to give. Murata, a much tougher fight. Somebody who would have absolutely blasted out, 2015, 16 would have taken out a lot quicker. I think, a couple of times he looked a little bit shot-borne, a little bit shaky in there. I think he got hurt a couple of times. very subtle though, where he just stepped off the gas after taking a few shots, but eventually, warmed up in the fight in the second half, and on the night just took out Murata. Murata was slowing down, but yeah, maybe the weight's got something to do with it, because now they're stepping up to 168, where Canelo's sitting at, and they're doing it again at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. So I was just going through this, I'll just skip through it. The face off there, happy days. Canelo was saying he's not happy with Triple G because he thought they'd had a handshake at the end of the second fight. That was the end of it. Canelo is gone off and been saying, "Oh, I won the fight," talking this, talking that, trying to get the fight again. Canelo's not happy about that, and he's saying it's personal to him. He wants to do damage. He wants to end Golovkin's career, and I feel, you know, Golovkin's far enough over the hill that a 31-year-old Canelo can do some damage to him, to be honest. Despite, a lot of people thinking Golovkin won the first two fights, I think this will be more conclusive. We have Golovkin speaking in the Russian language, saying, "Look, it ain't personal. We shook hands. That was it. I am who I am, and I just want to, get the fight on, and that's it." And he's saying, if Canelo's got a problem with him, that's his problem. That's his issue. And whatever mental state he needs to be in, or Canelo needs to be in for this fight, if Canelo needs to make it personal, fine. If he's like, I'm doing a job, like he's some kind of hired hitman, then that's fine. I would, if I was in Canelo's shoes and I felt it personal, yeah, it might give me an extra bit of bite. If I was in Golovkin's shoes, I would just fire that energy back, saying exactly the same thing. But that's your problem, my man. I ain't got no issue. Talking to Jonathan Banks, it's kind of just repeating the same kind of things. And there we have it. I mean, Canelo's face is starting to look a little bit old at times. You see his hair's a bit, thinning around the top. Maybe it's really hot there, sweating away, but I just don't remember him looking quite so aged. Looks like getting on a bit, and it almost looks like he's dyeing his hair, man. His hair's looking a little bit black. But there we have it. I want to know what your thoughts on the fight are. Remember, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give me your thoughts on what the build-up's going to be like and how the fight's going to go. What's your initial thoughts? Catch you guys soon.